So today we're going to talk about building a healthy breakfast. We're going to make steel-cut oatmeal with flaxseed in it, and we have toppings of almonds, raisins, coconut sugar, fresh fruit, blueberries, strawberries, bananas, anything you really want to put on it. That's a great thing about oatmeal. You can have fun with it. First of all, I want to welcome our special guest today. We have John Bobian, who is the Director of Marketing and Communications for Ability 360. And then we have Lindsay Hansen, who's our PR coordinator. And all of you can see Polly Queen in the back. She's kind of the AV operator over there with a computer. So we'll get started. And I'm going to ask John, what's building a healthy breakfast mean to you? What's a healthy breakfast to you?
You know, it's kind of along the same lines of what we're doing here today. I typically like to put together oatmeal with different kinds of fruits in it, sometimes even dates to really pump up the sugar flavor. And I like to put a lot of nuts and seeds in my oatmeal. Other days I'll put a lot of greens and fruits, a lot of cherries, smoothie, and I'll have that for breakfast. Those are my go-tos.
Well, what a coincidence. We're making oatmeal today and we're making this green smoothie. That's perfect. Lindsay, what's your Sunday go-to breakfast?
Well, I have two boys, 18 and 14, so they need a lot of protein in our household. So we usually do some sort of eggs or egg whites, maybe some bacon, and then try to do avocado or something else like with a healthy fat. And then school mornings, I try to do some prep in advance, so maybe some overnight oats or something that's a little quicker on the weekday morning.
That's fantastic. Everybody knows I'm a huge prep person for that. So what I'm going to do is going to make the oatmeal, and then Lindsay and John will be able to put on top of it what they wish to put on top of their oatmeals. But we're going to start with, many of you know my green smoothie. As many of you know, my green smoothie has spinach, kale, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, blueberries, strawberries, flax seeds, and chia seeds in it. And then I put 2 ounces of fresh lemon juice and 2 ounces of apple cider vinegar in it every morning. And that's what I start every morning with. And I made a sample for Lindsay and John to taste today. We're going to cheers it. Okay, we're going to start with the oatmeal. Everybody ready? I have 4 cups of water. And I put some coconut milk in here that you can see, just to give the oatmeal a little bit more flavor as it cooks in this. I'm going to turn it on. Then I'm going to turn it on power boil because I want to bring it up to a boil, full boil. Then we add the steel-cut oats. This is what steel-cut oats look like. They look whole. Once you put them in there, you let it simmer for 30 minutes on low, medium, and it turns into like a porridge, which is like an oatmeal. But steel cuts are very healthy. They're not processed in any way, shape, or form. And they're very good, very nutritious, have a lot of flavor, a lot of fiber, which is important for a lot of us. The next dish we're going to make today is Italian egg bites, which are really healthy egg bites, like little mini quiches almost. So I'm going to start with sauteing my vegetables. I've got my pan heating there. I'm putting a little bit of avocado oil that has salt, pepper, Italian seasoning in there. I'm going to let that heat up. And as many of you know, mise en place is important to me, everything in its place. So I have everything prepared, ready to go. So nothing's going to get overcooked or undercooked because it's all ready to go. Because you have to remember these egg bites, everything's going to get mixed together and then go in the oven. So the vegetables are still going to continue to cook. So the reason I'm sauteing them a little bit is just to soften them a little bit so they're not so raw and crunchy. We're going to start with the zucchini. I'm using Italian squash and yellow squash here. I'm just going to cook them enough, about 4 minutes, just to soften them. Then we're going to add green onions. And what I did is I added the salt, and pinch of salt and a pinch of pepper and the Italian herb into the oil before I put it in the pan to make it easier for me, cut down on time prep. Then I chopped up some portobello mushrooms, which have a lot of flavor in them. Cook those down, get the moisture out of them. So my water is boiling for the oatmeal. You can't see it right now, but I'm going to slowly drizzle in the oats. Very little, because you don't want your water to froth up. I'm going to give it a quick stir, get everything stirred to a low boil, low simmer. And we're gonna let the oatmeal simmer for 30 minutes. You can also see the vegetables are looking a little more vivid in color as they saute. You can smell the aroma. You can see them starting to become very fragrant. Okay, I'm gonna turn these down, the vegetables down. They're pretty much sauteed, just to keep them warm. Very low. And I'm gonna go over to the other side of the stove here and I'm gonna get the egg mixture for the eggs. You can see I've already cracked all the eggs. Now I'm gonna take my whisk here and just break the egg yolks up. Okay, now I'm gonna add some flavoring to this, to the eggs. I'm gonna put some pepper, a little bit of pink Himalayan sea salt, and then my Italian seasoning, which is oregano, basil, and thyme, dried, right there. So then you just gotta mix all that together, keep mixing it together. You wanna break up all those yolks. Now I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna get the vegetables and bring them back here. We're gonna take our vegetables here. Then we're just gonna dump them into the bowl. And I'm gonna mix the vegetables in with the egg whites here. Then we're gonna add sun-dried tomatoes. Then I'm gonna put in some Italian parsley. Then the most important thing, we can't forget the cheese in these. So I have fresh shredded mozzarella. I'm also gonna put a little bit of Parmesan in there, because as we know, Italian is Parmesan. Now the next is we're gonna plate these up. What I've done is I have a muffin tin here, and you can see I have these silicone cupcake holders here. And what I've done is I put butter inside of them just with a swipe of ghee, which is purified butter. You can kind of see the shiny there, to make sure the egg bites release easily. It's not a lot, just a little bit. And I'm taking 1/3 of a measuring cup, which is about what will fill this up. I'm just gonna scoop this up like this. I'm gonna pour it into my muffin tin. How do I make making the egg bites easier? And I'm sprinkling a little bit of Parmesan cheese on each egg bite here. Okay, then I preheated my oven to 375, and he's going to cook for about 20 minutes. Our oatmeal, you can see, is simmering. The oatmeal's simmering. So now we're going to go make our yogurt parfait. This is something I have every morning. Yogurt parfait is something that I use almond milk yogurt. To me, presentation is important, so I'm going to serve these in a nice glass here so you'll be able to see everything. It's all about layering. I've got raspberries, blueberries, which are very healthy, lots of antioxidants, strawberries, boysenberries, and slivered almonds. I also am going to put a little drizzle of clover honey on it. In the bottom of my plate, we'll put a little bit of the almond milk yogurt here. And this can build up very fast, so you need to be careful not to do too much. Put some raspberries in there. It's very colorful too, so your guests really enjoy it. Then I'm gonna take a little bit more yogurt here. Almond milk yogurt's a little runnier than other yogurt, so it's kind of nice because it kind of folds down in between the crevices of the fruit. And this is very healthy. You're getting good probiotics with the yogurt. Lots of good antioxidants with the blueberries, and especially the blueberries and boysenberries. You want to leave a little room at the top of the glass, as you can see, so I can put the topping of the honey and the more berries. Now we're going to take some almonds here, sprinkle some almonds on top. Just a little drizzle of honey, just add a little bit of sweetness. This is unsweetened yogurt. And there we go. Those are yogurt parfaits. I'm going to hand one to Lindsay here. And come around to John and give.
Pass it over if you want.
There you go. Love that.
Very good. Delicious.
The almonds and the honey really make a difference. So that crunch you get.
Doesn't it?
Maybe we can start coming over for breakfast every week.
And we're going to come back to our oatmeal here. Now it's really starting to thicken up, you can tell. Now you can see how the oatmeal has kind of formed here. So we're going to let it cool a little bit. Let it sit there for a little bit. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add flaxseed. Flaxseed is a seed, so it's not, if you're allergic to nuts, you can use it. But but it has a lot of fiber in it, a lot of bulk in it. So I'm gonna add a lot of omega-3s, good fatty acids. I'm just gonna add that to the oatmeal. Now see how this is getting thicker? So let's go check on our egg bites over here. There they are. I'm gonna take my little hot holder here. I wanna test them. You can give them the jiggle test. That was for 15 minutes. I'm gonna put them on for another 10. So I'm gonna do a little bit of almond milk yogurt here, as you can see. Just gonna splash it on mine. I'm gonna put some coconut sugar on mine, just a little bit. I'm gonna do a few raisins here. I'm gonna put a little bit of coconut on top here. I got unsweetened shredded coconut, so there's no sugar added. And then for a little bit of crunch, I'm gonna do almonds, since almonds are the theme of the day. So here is my version of steel-cut oats. Now I'm going to give Lindsay and John just steel-cut oats, and they can put on the toppings that they wish to have on it, because everybody has their different preferences. Oh, there goes our timer for our egg bites. We're gonna go back over to the oven now. Now, one way to tell if your egg bites are done is you take a toothpick, stick it in, and it comes up perfectly clean. That means your egg bites are done. Put a little dollop here for you.
Perfect.
And a small little dollop here for you. Then we'll get John some Yellowbird. What do you think, Lindsay?
Very flavorful. I really like the pesto on top.
I'm gonna go with the traditional one first that you made for today, and then I'm gonna go for the spice.
Now I've made these Southwestern. I've made them with yellow peppers, a little bit of jalapeno. I've done a little bit of a turkey bacon in them before. A little more Southwestern flair with some chilies, chipotle chilies in them, which is good.
I really love all the flavors that you put together in there. And normally, there was zucchini or squash in there, right?
Yes.
Normally I don't like that, and I don't really taste that so much, so I kind of like that. And the pesto is delicious.